What if I told you that everything you think you know about attraction is backwards? Most guys spend their entire lives chasing validation from women, thinking that's the prize. But here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to tell you. The real victory isn't getting more women. It's understanding the deeper mechanics of human connection and becoming the kind of man who doesn't need anyone's approval to feel complete. I'm about to share with you the raw, unfiltered insights I've gathered from years of observation, experience, and brutal self-honesty. This isn't about pickup lines or manipulation tactics. This is about energy, presence, and the invisible forces that actually drive attraction. If you're ready to stop playing games and start understanding the real rules, keep listening. For years, I was trapped in the same cycle most men find themselves in. I thought attraction was about saying the right things, having the perfect strategy, or somehow convincing someone to choose me. I was wrong. Attraction isn't logical. It's energetic. What I discovered changed everything. Your energy as a man either creates a magnetic pull or pushes people away. It either makes others feel grounded and safe in your presence or confused and unsettled. And this principle doesn't just apply to romantic relationships. It affects every interaction you have, from business meetings to friendships to family dynamics. Today, I'm going to break down the fundamental laws that govern human attraction and social dynamics. These aren't theories from books. These are battle-tested truths that will shift how you move through the world entirely. Are you ready to step into a completely different level of personal power? Here's the first law that will revolutionize how you approach all relationships. People feel first, then rationalize later. This is especially true for women, but it applies to everyone. Logic doesn't create connection, emotion does. Someone might tell you they want stability, kindness, and reliability. But in the moment of truth, they're drawn to whoever makes them feel something profound: excitement, curiosity, depth, or that inexplicable sense of aliveness. Think about your own life, the people you remember, the experiences that shaped you, the decisions that changed your trajectory. Were they based on logical calculations, or were they driven by something you felt in your gut? The mistake most men make: they try to argue their way into someone's heart. They list their qualifications like they're applying for a job. I'm loyal, I'm successful, I'll treat you right. But emotions can't be negotiated. The shift: instead of trying to convince with words, learn to create experiences with your presence. When you walk into a room, what energy do you bring? When you speak, what emotional tone do you set? When someone is around you, how do they feel about themselves? Master this, and you won't just improve your dating life. You'll become someone others naturally gravitate toward in all areas of life. This next principle will save you months of wasted time and emotional energy. When someone is genuinely interested in you, it's never confusing. I learned this lesson the hard way, and it applies to every relationship, romantic, professional, or social. The people who truly want you in their life make it obvious through their actions, not their words. High interest looks like they initiate contact. They make time for you. They invest energy in the connection. They're consistent. Not hot and cold, they show up without you having to chase. Low interest looks like mixed signals. Excuses about being busy, short. Delayed responses, you're always the one initiating. Conversations feel forced. Here's what changed my life. The moment things become unclear or inconsistent, I pull back. Not out of anger or games, but out of respect for my own time and energy. Your attention is your most valuable resource. Stop giving it to people who treat it as optional. When you start valuing your own time properly, others will too. And those who don't, they reveal themselves as incompatible with your standards. Real attraction moves in straight lines, not circles. Stop getting dizzy trying to decode signals that aren't there. This truth is going to challenge everything you believe about loyalty and commitment. People are loyal to how you make them feel, not what you've done for them. This applies to all relationships, friendships, business partnerships, romantic connections. You can provide, protect, support, and sacrifice for someone, but if the emotional connection dies, so does their loyalty. I've watched countless good men get blindsided by this. They were doing everything right on paper, being supportive, reliable, generous. But they stopped creating emotional experiences. They became predictable, safe, boring, and slowly the other person's interest faded. This doesn't make people evil, it makes them human. Emotional connection requires maintenance. It's not a one-time achievement. It's an ongoing creation. The couples who stay together for decades understand this. The business partners who build empires together understand this. The friendships that last a lifetime understand this. The lesson: don't just show up. Show up in a way that stirs something meaningful. Create moments of depth, surprise, growth, and authentic connection. Make people feel more alive when they're around you. If you notice an emotional bond weakening, address it directly. Revitalize it through new experiences, deeper conversations, or shared challenges. And if it can't be revived, have the courage to step back before resentment sets in. In every interaction, someone is setting the emotional tone. Someone is leading the energy of the room. This is what we call frame, and understanding it is crucial to personal power. The strongest frame always wins. This isn't about dominance or control. It's about centeredness. The person with the strongest frame isn't necessarily the loudest or most aggressive. They're the most grounded, the most certain of their own worth and direction. A strong frame looks like you remain calm when others become reactive. You don't change your values to get approval. You invite others into your reality. Instead of entering theirs, you can handle disagreement without becoming defensive. Your emotions aren't controlled by other people's reactions. A weak frame looks like changing your opinions based on who you're talking to, getting defensive when challenge-seeking, constant validation letting others' moods determine your own, compromising your boundaries. To avoid conflict, here's what I discovered. When you hold your frame with quiet confidence, others naturally align with your energy, not because you force them to, but because leadership creates safety. People feel more secure around someone who knows who they are and where they're going. The moment others sense that your emotional state depends on their approval, they lose respect for you. This isn't cruel, it's instinctive. We all naturally follow those who seem more certain than we are. Here's the paradox that took me years to understand. The more authentic you become, the more attractive you become, but also the more selective others become about you. You can fake charm. You can fake confidence. You can even fake success for a while. But authenticity? That's impossible to counterfeit. And people's subconscious can always detect it. When I stopped trying to be what I thought others wanted and started being genuinely myself, conversations became deeper and more meaningful. Relationships became more honest and fulfilling. I attracted people who appreciated my real personality. I repelled people who only liked the mask I used to wear. Both outcomes were victories. Authenticity acts as a filter. It attracts those who resonate with your true self and naturally filters out those who don't. This saves everyone time and emotional energy. Your energy communicates before you even speak. How you carry yourself, the look in your eyes, your posture, your presence, all of this broadcasts who you are. If you're disconnected from yourself, others feel that uncertainty. But when you're rooted in authentic self-knowledge and self-respect, that groundedness becomes magnetic. The transformation happens in silence. You don't need to announce your worth or explain your value. When you genuinely know who you are and what you bring to the world, others feel it immediately. That quiet confidence speaks louder than any words you could say. This final principle ties everything together. Others will only value you to the degree that you value yourself. This is the most important law of human dynamics. It applies to every relationship in your life: romantic, professional, family, friendships. When you have low standards for yourself, others treat you accordingly. You attract people who also have low standards. Relationships become draining instead of energizing. You constantly have to convince others of your worth. When you raise your standards for yourself, others naturally rise to meet those standards. You attract higher quality people into your life. Relationships become mutually enriching. Your worth becomes self-evident. This isn't about arrogance or superiority. It's about self-respect made visible through your actions. How you treat yourself sets the template for how others treat you. How well do you take care of your health? What kind of energy do you bring to your daily life? How do you speak to yourself in your internal dialogue? What do you tolerate in your relationships? How do you spend your time and energy? Your growth will either attract the right people or expose the wrong ones. As you evolve, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you'll notice something fascinating happen. Some people will be inspired by your progress and want to grow alongside you. Others will become uncomfortable with your evolution and try to pull you back to your old patterns. Both reactions give you valuable information. The people who celebrate your growth belong in your life. Those who resist it reveal their true intentions. Here's the truth that changes everything. Becoming a master of attraction isn't about getting more people to want you. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need anyone's validation to feel complete. When you stop chasing and start choosing, when you stop reacting and start responding, when you stop seeking approval and start offering value, that's when real power begins. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, audit your energy. How do people feel when they're around you? Raise your standards. Stop tolerating what doesn't serve you. Develop authentic confidence. Know who you are and what you stand for. Create emotional experiences. Move beyond surface-level interactions. Hold your frame. Stay centered regardless of external circumstances. The game doesn't change when you get more people interested in you. The game changes when you become someone worth being interested in. If this resonated with you, I want to hear about it. Comment below with one insight that hit you the hardest, and let me know how you're going to implement it in your life. Remember, you don't need to chase anyone or anything. When you become the right person, the right opportunities, relationships, and experiences will find you. Now go become that person.